Just a quick trigger warning before the video starts. This video contains some unsettling imagery and gore that might be difficult for some viewers, as well as talks about suicide. There may be a few jump scares, but there isn't any sound to them, and I didn't insert them into the video with intent to scare. It was more just showing what they look like. The internet is a powerful tool that can connect people from all across the world in less than seconds. Someone from one part of the world can access websites and meet others from countries they've never would have been able to interact with. However, some of these interactions should be left undiscovered, such as the case with Lamondo.com, a Japanese website that seems to have a cheery, cutesy exterior, but once you enter the website, you won't leave it the same. Within Lamondo.com lies horrifying visuals, tricky puzzles, and pages that'll make you doubt what's real and what's fake. Welcome to the first episode of RatedEm's Internet Mysteries, and in today's episode, we'll be taking a look at Lamondo.com. Since this is the first episode of this series, I want to lay some ground rules as to what the tone of these videos will look like. Number 1, I will not be covering theories on popular horror games, so you can rest assured you won't ever see a Five Nights at Freddy's lore video on this channel. I intend to cover things that are mysterious and ambiguous, but not the lore to something that is clearly a video game and is not trying to be anything else but a video game. Speaking of video games, I won't just be covering video games. Some of the content may relate to video games, or it might be a video game in itself, but I also want to check out the origins of weird websites or creepy videos, that sort of stuff. Finally, most of the content in this series will be horror related, but there may be a few videos that cover things that aren't inherently scary. As always, however, I will put trigger warnings prior to the video if they contain horror related material. If you're as excited for this new series as I am to make episodes for it, then be sure to subscribe to catch them as soon as they go live. With all that out of the way, let's jump into it. So let's start out by explaining what Lamondo actually is. Lamondo.com is a Japanese website disguised as a cutesy browser game titled Fantasy Island, but once you go to play it, you're actually brought to a weird, confusing, puzzle horror experience. You navigate through the rooms of a mansion that are actually different pages of the site, trying to piece together the various puzzles that some of the rooms contain. It's a lot of trial and error, as some pages are just dead ends that force you to restart, or some will have jump scares that will end your run. As you delve deeper into the various web pages, you'll recognize that it is a puzzle game, just a very well disguised one. What may seem like a pointless, weird, or cursed website actually has an end goal to it. The objective of Lamondo, if you want to call it an objective, is to escape the mansion. I've seen playthroughs of the website, and if you ever pointlessly clicked around on it, gotten scared, and then left thinking, that was weird, you should watch a playthrough because it gets weirder. There's puzzles you have to piece together, you have to watch some YouTube videos to get the answers to some puzzles, you can find the shotgun that lets you kill the jump scares so you don't have to restart every 3 seconds, and in the end you fight like this clown guy. It gets pretty wild. Also, you've probably heard me talk a lot about jump scares, and yeah, there's plenty on Lamondo.com. The website is essentially a screamer site, with almost 90% of your time on Lamondo being spent looking at a creepy face while a loud sound plays. I will admit, the website can get pretty creative. Not only with its game disguised as a creepy website design, but there's a few parts where it'll sort of break the fourth wall on you, making what looks like a YouTube video player actually be a jump scare when clicked on, or having what looks like pop-up windows appear just to reveal they're fake, and then a creepy face appears out of them. I think it's really effective. Before we continue, however, I want to quickly plug my second channel where I upload livestream highlights. If you like variety gaming content, feel free to check out the link in the description. If you're more interested in the streams themselves, you can also follow my Twitch, which also has a link in the description. I also want to talk about the channel's sponsor, W.GG. If you're unfamiliar with W, it is a powerful gaming energy mix, but doesn't contain all the harmful garbage that the leading brands have. It's all natural energy, which prevents crashes and is generally better for your body, while also providing the energy you need. W is great for those of you who love to play competitive games, the MMO crowd who needs a little boost before they grind out early into the morning, or people like me who spend way too much time editing. W is for everyone, and if you want to try it out, you can use my code RatedEm for 10% off your order. They have plenty of flavors for you to choose from as well, so head on over to W.GG or use my affiliate link in the description to explore the wide variety of W energy. And remember, that's RatedEm at checkout for 10% off your order. Now let's get back to the video. So you might be wondering, who exactly is behind this? Who created this horrifying, unexplainable nightmare of a website? Well, I was wondering the same question. It's actually the question that made me want to make this video. And after intensive research, scrolling through countless articles and wiki pages, I discovered nothing. Yeah, Sorry, I lied about the articles and wiki pages. There is next to no information on the development of Lamando, as well as no information on its creator. I even asked Wright to help me out, and he couldn't find anything other than a few names. The developer behind Lamando has gone under the names Nohito, Fancy Island Manager, and Mosu Manager. I tried googling these names with the words developer or game developer after them with no relevant information to follow. The game doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, and the only source of information about the game is its fan wiki, which contains more or less the same information I've been spewing over the past few minutes. However, the wiki does feature some information about the game's quote-unquote story, and I know I said I wouldn't discuss the lore and story behind horror games, but Lamando doesn't really advertise itself as a horror game. It's a disguised, creepy website, not a game on Steam that clearly presents itself as a horror game, so there's my explanation. Anyways, the story behind Lamando goes as follows. A man named Yukihito constructs plans for an indoor theme park he calls Fantasy Island. He spends years building it himself and finishes construction in August of 2009. The theme park is decorated with bubbly pink decor, and many magicians, clowns, and other employees were hired prior to the opening day. As soon as the park opens, however, a mysterious outbreak of an unknown and highly contagious virus breaks out amongst the employees. This event is known as the Incident and caused 17 people to be rushed to the hospital, resulting in Fantasy Island being forced to close after its first day. Feeling at fault for the incident, Yukihito hid from the public and would spend his last few days scribing out his nightmares and suicidal thoughts into a journal before ultimately taking his own life. Fantasy Island, now abandoned, becomes home to various hostile ghosts, including Yukihito himself. The wiki doesn't say anything on who the ghosts are, but my guess is that it's these 17 dead employees who contracted the unknown virus on the day of the incident. Personally, I don't like that Lamando has a story to it. I like the ambiguity behind its disguised, creepy website, which is only reinforced by its anonymous creator. One thing I did learn while researching the wiki is that there are separate versions of the game depending on if you visit on a smartphone or a computer. The smartphone version is supposedly a lot shorter than its desktop counterpart and features many unique scares and web pages exclusive to the mobile platform. There is also a sequel, which some people are calling an expansion for some reason, but it's called Deep Fancy Island, which contains new puzzles and scares. I watched gameplay of it, and personally I think the first Lamando is way creepier than the second. I couldn't really find any information on it, however, in terms of a story or anything that could help us find the identity of the game's creator. Lamando is definitely an obscure piece of internet history. With its creepy visuals and unexplainable origins, the mystery of the website will continue to haunt the dreams of visitors for years to come. The website is up, so if you are curious to check it out, you can, but if you're not comfortable with gore and jump scares, fourth wall breaking, I would maybe just watch someone play it. The reactions to some of the scares by some of these people are actually hilarious. If you enjoyed this video and want to catch future episodes, feel free to subscribe. We actually just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which I'm extremely thankful for, and I will have a dedicated special video on the channel soon. Aside from that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.